So we've been hearing about frontline workers and how they're helping with the fight against COVID-19. Surprisingly, though, some may not know that physiotherapists also play a crucial role in helping in that recovery. Today is World Physiotherapy Day, and we have joining us via Zoom Dr. Savion Francis, President of the Jamaica Physiotherapy Association, and via phone, Judith Mead, who is also a physiotherapist. She's at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. Ladies, good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Morning, Simone.
Morning. I'm going to start with you, Doc. Happy World Physiotherapy Day, first and foremost. When we think of frontline workers, you know, a lot of people might think now that the physios are kind of getting a break, but not so, obviously.
Not at all. Not at all.
What's been happening on your end within your area?
So physiotherapists are in the thick of things, right? Yes, we know, we hear about the doctors and the nurses, but physiotherapists are in it to win it. We have been helping from the start, and we continue in the fight. So even the first known cases, the first death, we had physiotherapists who were managing that patient, and from the start till now, we're in it.
What are the ways in which physiotherapy is useful? I mean, when you think about COVID, you think about people's lungs having issues, you think about, I've heard people talk about muscle issues. I mean, what are the ways in which your profession lends itself to assisting in the different areas? And what are those manifestations that many of us don't think about?
All right, so because COVID, as we know, is like a flu-like condition, it can produce what we call secretions in the lungs. Those can come about from lower respiratory tract infections, as well as pneumonias, for example, just broad headings. And as a result, normally, if you had one of those conditions separate and apart from COVID, and you came into the hospital to be managed, you would have been referred for physiotherapy. And in being referred for physiotherapy, we would do what is called chest physiotherapy. And that is to mobilize these secretions. You can have shortness of breath, increased work of breathing. It's hard for you to breathe, not necessarily just shorter breath. It can progress to even a more severe difficulty to breathe. And we help our patients to walk through that, help to clear those secretions, teach them the ways to cough properly, to be able to mobilize those secretions and get them out. Sometimes we do have to suction the patients. For example, those patients who are in ICU, who have been placed on the ventilator, we would have been doing that already. So coronavirus, COVID-19 is just another condition with manifestations that we would always manage. And of course, you said the muscle issues. So because they're in bed for prolonged periods of time, and sometimes just the condition itself can make you weak, we would then definitely be helping you to increase your strength, increase your endurance, so the ability to just be able to sit up, get out of bed. Maybe on day 1, day 2, you can't make it from your bed to the bathroom, and that's a goal, and we get you to move into those things that you cannot manage to do on your own. So we work with you day to day to get you to where you need to be post-op.
Very important
condition,
work.
sorry.
Okay, gotcha. And I'm sure some people need your services even after they're recovered, because some of these ills from this disease are lasting. Judith Mead, let me talk to you. Judith, how have things been? Well, first of all, Judith, how long have you been a physiotherapist?
I've been a therapist for 20 years.
How many?
20.
What? That's a long time. Tell me how your work has been different in this new normal that we talk about.
Could you repeat?
How has your work changed? How has it been different during COVID?
Wow, it has been a lot different. We have had to take several precautions in terms of our workers. We have actually in our outpatient clinic cut down on the number of persons to prevent overcrowding and so forth. We have had our response team ready, tested for a particular identified mass. And so what happens is that once we get a referral for a patient who is either suspected or confirmed, they're suited up. We have gone through the training in terms of running and walking, because as you know, a lot of healthcare workers do get infected, especially in the docking process of their PPEs. So we got the training from the get-go, from the first announced case was was announced in Jamaica. We've gotten the training, we have done the heat training, and so we have a response team that they work with the patients who are confirmed or suspected. And of course, we monitor temperature, on a daily basis and so forth to make sure that they're okay. Yes, so that's how it has been so far. So it's just a matter of cutting down on overcrowding in the department. There is increased sanitizing going on every day. We sanitize our equipment, surfaces, and we just encourage our patients to wear masks as they come in and throughout their treatment session.
Right. So there's extra vigilance.
Pardon?
So extra vigilance is being maintained.
Extreme vigilance is being maintained in our department.
Yeah. Is there fear amongst you and your workers, or do you feel like you kind of feel like we've got this?
Pardon?
Is there fear amongst you and your colleagues, or do you feel confident that with the protocols you all are fine?
With the protocols, we're confident that we will be safe. We still, there's always that fear in the back of your head. Is this person positive? Yes, or because as they're saying, with community spread, we're not sure. So we do take our precautions very, very seriously in the department. We talk, but sometimes, it gets people as an individual, and we talk, we burst out in song, we pray. And that's how it has been. We've been very supportive of each other.
Yeah. I know your hospital was one of the most noted ones, especially at the beginning. I think you all had the first COVID patient. Am I right, Judith?
We had this not the first confirmed case. I think that would have been the second confirmed case.
Okay.
We did have a suspect case on the 11th of March, and then our first confirmed case that was actually referred for physiotherapy was on the 17th of March.
And that person made a full recovery?
That person made a full recovery.
Right.
He did, other comorbidities, but he did make a full recovery and has since gone back to the country that he came from. We've had several referrals since then, and the team is on the ground working with them. It's a very intense process for them because, they have to go in, they put on the appropriate PPEs, they administer treatment depending on how your patient presents to you.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, there is the process of docking, which sometimes there is a body system in the isolation areas where the nurse or somebody else will watch you as you doff or take off your PPEs. And then afterwards, you change your clothes, you go and shower, because the clothes that you wear into the room with the patient is not what you're going to be wearing back outside.
Gotcha. So it's a very involved process.
It's a very involved process.
Yeah.
And we're there to support our responding team.
Of course. Of course. Dr. Francis, as Judith mentions, team, how many are in your association, and what would you like to say to them on this special day?
Well, in the association, we have just a little over 100 persons, but across the island, we have over 500 physiotherapists. So all physiotherapists, happy World Physiotherapy Day. Continue the good fight in terms of managing COVID. And even if you're not in public sector and you're in private sector, continue doing the necessary safety protocols to ensure that we're keeping our patients safe at all times. I definitely want to big up 3 of our physiotherapists because they're born on World Physiotherapy Day. Joanne Daly, Denzel Williams, he's the head of physiotherapy at Mandeville, also in charge of leading a team there who is managing our COVID patients. And Oh Lord,
You
all the
better
names to
remember,
mess
you
with
know
to
that?
remember.
Yeah.
I know, right? I'm going
But
to get in trouble.
we have to go and you don't remember. You need to.
Kenny Smacker.
Ah, good. Good save, Dr. Francis. Good save. Good save. Thank you so much for being here this morning, and a very nice touch to call out those three individuals who are celebrating special days today. I'm sure they're going to be on the front line, even on their special days, and we want them all to know, and we want you to know, Doc and Miss Judge, that we appreciate everything you are doing on the front lines as you continue to serve this nation. So again, happy World Physiotherapy Day to you both. And please keep safe. All right, Dr. Savion Francis, President of the Jamaica Physiotherapy Association, and Judith Mead, physiotherapist at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. Up next, we're going to make a quick beauty stop with Rafa by Tiana. We'll be right back.
Baby. Paradise Flow.